Lily learns to swim. The sun hung high in the sky, casting shimmering reflections on the surface of the swimming pool. The water rippled gently as children splashed and laughed, their excited voices filling the air. Lily stood at the edge of the pool, her toes curled over the warm tiles, staring at the vast blue expanse in front of her. She swallowed hard. She had always admired the way other kids swam effortlessly. Their arms slicing through the water, their legs kicking up white foam. It looked so easy, so natural. But for her, the water was something else entirely, something unknown, something that made her heart race with both curiosity and fear. Her mother had signed her up for swimming lessons weeks ago, insisting that learning to swim was an essential skill. "You'll love it once you get the hang of it," her mother had said, brushing a strand of Lily's dark hair behind her ear. "Just give it a chance." And now here she was, standing in her bright red swimsuit, her heart pounding so loudly she could hear it over the sounds of the pool. The instructor, a tall, friendly woman named Coach Rachel, stood in the shallow end, waving her over. "Come on in, Lily, the water's perfect." Lily hesitated, glancing down at the pool's edge. She could see the sunlight dancing on the bottom, creating shifting patterns that reminded her of broken glass. She had dipped her feet in earlier, letting the coolness lick at her skin, but stepping in completely felt different. Felt like crossing an invisible boundary. A group of other kids in her lesson were already in the water, some bobbing up and down, others clutching onto the side of the pool. None of them looked nervous. She wished she could be like them. "Lily, you got this," said a voice beside her. She turned to see her best friend Mia standing there, her long braids dripping wet from her own swim. Mia had been swimming since she was 5 and moved through the water like a fish. She made it look fun, easy. Lily bit her lip. She wanted to believe Mia, but the pool still looked huge, deep, endless. Coach Rachel stepped closer, her voice kind. "The first step is always the hardest, but I promise you're safe. You don't have to do anything you're not ready for. Just come into the shallow end and we'll start there." Lily took a deep breath. She could do this. She had to do this. Slowly, she extended one foot into the water, feeling the cold rush over her skin. She stepped in further, the coolness climbing up her legs, sending a shiver up her spine. She inhaled sharply as the water reached her waist. Mia grinned. "See? Not so bad, right?" Lily wasn't sure. Her fingers curled around the edge of the pool, holding on tightly. She had never been this far into the water before. She knew it wasn't deep here. If she stood up straight, the water only reached her stomach, but still, her muscles tensed, as if she were about to fall. "Great job," Coach Rachel encouraged. "Now let's get comfortable. Try dipping your shoulders in." Lily hesitated, then slowly bent her knees, lowering herself until the water reached her chin. It was colder than she expected, but the feeling of being surrounded by it was strange. It pressed against her from all sides, making her feel both lighter and heavier at the same time. "Now let's practice floating," Coach Rachel said. "Mia, why don't you show her first?" Mia happily leaned back, letting her body stretch out on the water's surface, arms wide, legs straight. "See?" she said, tilting her head toward Lily. "The water holds you up. You just have to trust it." Trust. That was the hard part. Lily stared at Mia, then at the water, then at Coach Rachel, who gave her an encouraging nod. She took a deep breath and slowly leaned backward. The moment her feet lifted off the pool floor, panic surged through her. She flailed, her arms splashing wildly as she tried to regain balance. Water splashed into her face, filling her nose, her mouth, making her cough. She grabbed onto the side of the pool, her fingers gripping so tightly they turned white. Coach Rachel was beside her in an instant. "It's okay, Lily. That was a great first try." Lily shook her head, blinking water from her eyes. "I can't do it," she muttered. Mia swam closer. "Yes, you can. You just need to relax." Relaxing seemed impossible. Her heart was still racing, her arms still trembling, but she didn't want to give up. Not yet. "Let's try again," Coach Rachel said. "This time I'll hold your back until you feel steady, okay?" Lily hesitated, but then she nodded. She took another deep breath, forcing herself to try again. This time, when she leaned back, Coach Rachel's hands were there, firm and steady, supporting her as she stretched out. "Breathe," the coach said gently. "Feel the water. Let it hold you." Lily exhaled slowly, her arms relaxing. For the first time, she felt the water lifting her instead of pulling her down. She wasn't sinking. She wasn't drowning. She was floating. A spark of excitement lit in her chest. She was doing it. "See?" Mia grinned. "You're swimming." Not quite, but for the first time, Lily believed that maybe, just maybe, she could. She practiced again and again, each time getting a little better, a little braver. She learned how to kick, how to move her arms in slow strokes, how to keep herself balanced. She sputtered and coughed a few times when she got water in her nose, but she didn't let that stop her. Every time she struggled, she tried again. By the end of the lesson, she was exhausted, but thrilled. She wasn't swimming like Mia yet, but she was no longer just standing at the edge, watching. She had taken the first step. As she climbed out of the pool, dripping and shivering but grinning, she felt something she hadn't expected: pride. Mia threw an arm around her shoulders. "Told you could do it." Lily laughed, shaking water from her hair. Yeah. She looked back at the pool, at the water she had feared so much just an hour ago. It didn't seem so scary anymore. And in that moment, she knew this was only the beginning.